Hello, good day. Welcome to my channel. For being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. Everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below. And I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you're on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. All are welcome on this channel. All contributions are highly appreciated. All right. Hope you all are doing wonderful. Thank you for your kindness and your support and being a really good sport. Okay. I'm hearing tunnel vision. This is the time to have a tunnel vision. Not to ignore, not to be oblivious to anything that needs to be taken care of, that is important or valuable. But this is a time to have a tunnel vision. This is a time to not allow people, places, and things to distract you. And to also be patient with yourself. Collective Spirit is saying be patient with yourself and to take your time. I've been taking my time, even as I prep and before I do these videos. Slow it down, taking your time. Learning how to excuse me, remain more centered. Also, understanding that there is no such thing as perfect. You can always make a situation better. You know, you can always enhance your life, your ability to exist or how you exist or how you belong. But there's no need for you to be hyper focused on being a perfectionist. So the message is, Spirit is saying to remain patient with yourself and to get into the habit of making sure, even if you have a full day, you could be someone who has a busy life. Make sure that you're getting proper rest and you're giving yourself the extra time that is needed to either get to your destination. Maybe if you're a parental figure, maybe dressing the children or making sure they have everything they need. Make sure that you pencil in. They're saying pencil in, like writing in a schedule. Giving yourself extra time so that you're not rushed, and so that you're not living life as you move forward, like in a rampage kind of energy, so sporadically and imbalanced and feeling spiritually disheveled. There's something about making sure that you work on being patient, okay? A lot of times people are frustrated, exhausted. This could be maybe you're patronizing a business, maybe the cashier is rude. I always use that as an example. Or, you know, you're in line or anything, you know, at work, if someone is rude or people are in a rush. And it's simply because Divine is saying we need to slow down. We need to just slow down. If it's an extra hour that you need, when you prepare yourself, you know, getting ready for work, for school, everyone's life is different, whether you're retired or not. If you know you need an extra hour in preparation for getting ready for work, well, give yourself that extra hour. That means possibly going to bed a little earlier or setting your alarm, okay? If you know you need more time with a particular child, you know, because all children are different. You know, some children are grouchy in the morning and some children will get on up and do what they have to do. But if you know you need extra time for whatever it is you're dealing with, I'm still saying pencil yourself in like someone writing in a planner, like I'm going to give myself an extra hour a day. Because there's no need, that energy that you are starting your day off with, it matters. It impacts the day. It'll impact your life if you keep moving in that energy of rushing. If you know you have something to do, it's time to take accountability and responsibility and do the adulting, you know. No, if you're out with friends, can't have another drink. No, have to go home, have to get rest. Oh, stay for another. No, I have things to do. Bye. You know, kind of energy. Because the next day you're the one who have to, you know, be awake. You're the one who have to be thriving and moving and shaking and getting things popping. You know, you have to make sure you show up on work at time and get the kids ready, whatever it is, cooking, cleaning, running errands. You could be an entrepreneur. You could have several businesses. You can have a lot of responsibilities. Okay. Make sure that you're getting your rest, but also penciling in, it keeps saying, some an extra hour or time for yourself, as well as the activities or errands or whatever on your agenda for that day. And so with this penciling in keep coming up, it's like maybe you've been telling yourself different reasons why you're tired, different reasons why you're on edge, and spirit is saying, no, 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 no. Only take on what you can handle. Ask for help, if it's not available, make some adjustments, and only take on what you can handle. But make sure that you're giving yourself time. Don't try to cram so much. Yeah, cram, that's the word. Thank you, Spirit. Don't try to cram so much within your day. Sometimes, everything can't be perfect. Sometimes maybe the laundry is not going to get done today. It's not, such a terrible thing. You'll live. Okay. Sometimes maybe the house won't be spick and span. Okay. You may have to just put your feet up. Everyone lives different lives. We have different responsibilities. And so don't be so hard on yourself. Spirit is saying ease up with the pressure. This could also be from a mindset of upbringing, and which is wonderful. Maybe you were raised in a house where, it stayed clean and spotless, but back then things were different. Maybe the life that your parents or your guardians or whomever took care of you lived, maybe their living, their circumstances, their careers, life was different back then. So this could be from a habit of upbringing. This could be from a habit of upbringing, and that's not a negative. That's a positive. To be raised in a home that is clean, that is, safe and, plentiful. There's plenty of food. The lights and water stay on. The trash get taken out. Maybe more than once a day. Maybe you have picked up some kind of compulsive nature, but that's not a negative. They keep saying it's not a negative. But don't allow your life with the Three of Pentacles when it's time for you to collaborate or focus on the goals that are important to you. Don't allow this energy from your upbringing. And it's not a negative once again. This is a positive, Spirit is saying. They want you to keep those clean habits, whomever you are. You like to clean. You like the fabuloso, the pine salt. Okay. You like things that smell good. You may throw a little bleach around sometime, or a little lemon. Okay. But either way, they're saying keep those habits. Those are good habits to pick up, but don't allow it to saturate your adulthood to where you're unable to focus because, oh, I'm so accustomed, I'm picking up some OCD energy here, things being perfect. Spirit wants you to ease up with the perfection. Maybe you're rushing your children or whomever's around you, your spouse, family, friends, people who come and visit. It's okay to correct people. It's okay to take care of what you have, but being hyper focused and to the point, it's some kind of anxiety. I'm picking up OCD and someone who has anxiety, and it is intercepting their nervous system. No, I'm not a licensed medical profession. This is not a medical diagnosis. I'm just reading, okay, for entertainment purposes only, metaphorically from this card. But it is disturbing your nervous system, and it has you in a fit of anxiety for when it's time for you to gather, with people who you feel is of like-minded energy. This could be work. This could be friends, this gathering energy. This could be you gathering with your spouse, maybe dating, meeting someone new. This could be an important business meeting. This could be a lot of things. This could be you applying for a loan or some kind of grant, handling business and desiring some kind of, and how I said that, there's some nervousness, some anxiety, and Spirit is saying that can dissipate the moment that you don't allow those thoughts or those the way you were brought up to saturate you in your adulthood. They're saying, understand you have free will now. Okay, we appreciate what we learned with mom and dad and grandma or whoever taught you that, but you do have free will. And, you're in your own space and you do have free will. So and people could notice that you are anxious or you are nervous, and they may not say it to you, but when people are communicating with you, they see, that you are nervous, that you are anxious. So this reading clearly, before I touch the next card, excuse me, is clearly speaking of habits from your upbringing, that is being carried out through your adulthood and that is impacting you, that may have created some kind of frazzled energy where you are emotionally and spiritually disheveled. And so this is coming out of habit, um, being trained a certain way. And because you were a small child, it's like embedded in your energy. But there's a way. You don't have to let go, be having a clean home or decluttering, but just don't be so hyper focused. Don't be hard on yourself or the people around you. Things don't have to be perfect. Okay. It is okay to fluff a pillow once you stand up off of a sofa, but it does not have to turn into you screaming, yelling, or cursing someone out over a pillow. That kind of energy. Okay. If someone was to spill something, okay, they're telling me to give examples. It is perfectly fine to tell them to clean up after themselves, but it doesn't have to turn into an altercation. So this is reading is clearly conveying someone who goes from 0 to 100 real quick. And Spirit is saying, pipe it down. You're overwhelming yourself and you're stressing yourself. So, and you're not affecting anyone but you. They're saying you're making people most likely, and you don't want people to feel like they can't come to you or talk to you, especially if you are a parental figure. You don't want your children to be afraid to talk to you. That's really a no-no. That's not a good idea. And you want people to be comfortable with speaking to you. But there are many ways to communicate. We have free will. You can do as you please. But people could feel this way and they're not expressing it, and they're not going to. They'll just hold it in and just not express what they want to express to you, or not share with you what they want to share with you. Now, while we understand that we have free will here, you can do what you want and please. At the same token, this kind of energy could actually force someone to uh, force, or I'll say intrigue or inspire someone to maybe not choose you for a job position or an opportunity, or not choose you to do a particular, I don't know, maybe you want to be a speaker at a program, and they're like, no, their energy isn't good. Or maybe you're in a situation where you're social with people, where you interact, and maybe the supervisor or who's ever the manager or over this program or this social group is less likely to choose you because they have been observing your energy, that there's some kind of anxiety there, that you're frazzled, that you're constantly nervous, or you're very flighty with your energy. This is like someone who's very loud and goes into public settings and it's funny to some people to look at that, but in the same token, it's really a cry out. It's either a cry out for attention or a cry out that something deeply rooted is going on with that person. You know, people, load things like that on social media of people crashing out. To each his own. People's going to do what they're going to do, but I don't find it funny when people are yelling, screaming, they're irate, and they either put on a display of being emotionally disheveled. They are combating with some kind of energy. There's something going on, and that person could possibly need some help. And you see it all the time, on social media, and you also see it possibly in real life. Maybe you've been somewhere and, collective, you could have seen someone crash out in public at a restaurant, you got my order wrong. I'm going to come across this, throwing threats and getting ready to catch a case and pay restitution all over a moment in life. So there's something here about remaining more centered, possibly doing more work when it comes to grounding yourself. Find out what works for you. Do some research. Look up those things when it comes to grounding yourself, whether it's meditation, prayer, whatever works for you, and find a way to ground your energy. There's a need for you to begin the process of unlearning. It's not hard to do. They're saying once you take the initiative, the habit will, take a domino effect in your life, and you will see that you can go about life without being confrontational. without being irate and always feeling like, um, for some reason, you know, we believe collective. I believe, we all believe, and if you don't, you have at one time in your life, that noise is more powerful than silence. That this is more powerful than doing nothing at all. And because of this programmed nature that we have, we tend, when we get upset or something doesn't go our way, the first thing we want to do is react with some kind of noise, whether we're cussing someone out, throwing threats, maybe I'm saying vandalizing or ransacking a place. We feel like action and noise is actually the most when it isn't. The truth is, being still and being silent when you feel that kind of energy arising in you is the best policy, is the best investment that you could give yourself. And it takes practice, but Spirit wants you to work on being still and stop being so irate and upset. Even when someone may say something to you that doesn't make sense, there's a energy here. And see, this download here is about getting upset over small things that just don't matter. It'll come a time in your life. Ooh, wait. It'll come a time in your life, collective, where you will look back and you will see that a lot of things that you gave your attention to, your time and your emotions to, that you feel have impacted you, you will find that those things just don't matter. A lot of things that we give our power away to, we give away our power to these people, places, and things. You will move forward and you will find that, wow, all that stuff I was mad about, it just don't matter. That person I didn't like, it just doesn't matter, and it never did matter. In the moment, because we're unable, our vision is cloudy, we're unable to have clarity and a clear view of what's taking place, because we're like in our emotions when someone rubs us the wrong way or say something we don't like. But there is a need, a necessary need. Spirit wants you to have a desire, wants you to work on this so much where you become excelente. Okay? uh, you know, being silent, not being irate, not responding with noise. It's time to be more clever with protecting your energy. It's time to be more clever with protecting your energy. Let me get my handy dandy notebook here. It's time to be more clever, collective, with protecting your energy. Yep. Because it's coming through strong, getting angry over nothing. People getting angry over nothing, catching cases over nothing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 1 second. Write it down. So can't be lazy. I gotta write it down. So I say I'm gonna write it down. If I don't get my handy dandy notebook, then I forget. Okay, so yeah. It's time to be clever with protecting your energy. No more excuses. No more, being upset, calling your friend. What's wrong now? What happened? No more stories of what happened. No more being excited and passionate about, oh, I got something to tell you. Tell them something good. The next person you say, oh, I got something to tell you. Spirit is saying, let it be something positive. It is time, collective, to clearly make some changes and change your world. It's time for you to step in the world that you've been praying for, hoping for, wishing for, desiring, manifesting. Okay, it's time for you to take action towards changing your world. So this topic here is about taking accountability and being honest about your life, your temperament. And if this is not your energy, you're led here because this is someone that you know. This could be past. In the past, this could have been your energy. This could be someone else around you, okay, or someone that you know. You could have a friend who has maybe a relative or someone they know whose personality is like this, and they may confide in you like, Oh, collective, let me tell you what happened. It's time to take accountability and make those changes. People feel, and I believe, I don't even say believe. I know part of it is there are some people who have the assumption about social media, which is a wonderful thing, but it's how you use it and what you do with it. There are a certain confirmation group of people who only use social media to promote their brand or for business purposes only. Then there are another group of people who use it for whatever. There are another group of people who just use it for whatever. And people feel, I don't know, like everything should just be shown on social media, and what's here is going to be here forever. Okay, let's put that down. It's going to be there forever, even if you delete it. It's still somewhere. It's going to be there, and people feel like it's becoming popular to crash out. It's becoming popular to turn up, when in reality it is not. It is not the best thing you could do for yourself. It is really not the best thing you could do for yourself. Okay. Oh, watch my wording there. Okay. Yeah, it's just not the best thing. Oh, let me show somebody how foolish I can be. No, it's not cool. Not cool at all. So it's time to change your world, change your mind. You can change your life. So this message is about, learning a different way to exist, working on yourself. What is it and why is it that you feel like you're always angry or under some kind of aggression? This is the same energy, I must bring it up, of people when you hear people say, and this could be a total stranger, here comes so and so. Oh, I can't stand them. Well, why you don't like them? I don't know. I just don't like them. No, in reality, you don't like yourself. Confirmation. That person doesn't like themselves. Because how could you say you don't like somebody that you don't know? It doesn't make sense. You're not in their contacts. They're not in yours. You don't even know each other. But we all are mirrors and we are reflections of each other. And everything we see outside of us is a portion of projection from us. What we think about ourselves, what we think about others, whether it's current or in the past. There is something within that person that is sending a reflector to you that is bothering you, a total stranger, and has you speaking of them in a negative context. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 And so Spirit is saying to keep in mind, if you want to change your world, you have to change your mind if you want to change your life. This is something that has to be done. Now, you have free will, but you'll get the same results if you keep doing the same old thing. You'll get what you always got. So, there's a lot of unhappy folk. Spirit is saying, let them know they don't have to be unhappy. Just take accountability of what's making you unhappy. If it's a relationship that's making you unhappy, let that relationship go. If there's something in that connection that's making you feel you must be in this relationship and you're miserable, well, you need to work on that. And that could be many things. It could be finances. It could be maybe you feel like your self-esteem isn't this or that, or it could be, I don't know, maybe you're in a connection, I don't know, for the network ability or the clout that this person has. Whatever it is making you unhappy, Spirit is saying it's time for you to take the steps to make yourself happy. The people outside of you are not really making you upset. It is really, they are reflecting to you different areas of your life that needs to be addressed. And so that's where this flighty energy come from, and it's funny to me, really, when people want to stick their chests out and roll their eyes and, throw spit, talk ish, and it means nothing. It's meaningless. You're showing that you're unhappy and you're showing that you're unhealed, that there's some things that needs to be adjusted within yourself. You're showing that there's some inconsistencies within you. You're showing that you lack confidence. And you're showing that something outside of you that you are observing is intimidating you. I brought it up in a read last week, well, several times, I believe. You can really, well, you've heard what I'm about to say 1,000 times. You can tell a lot about a person just through mere observation. A person will tell you all their business in 5 to 10 seconds observation. They'll tell you everything about them, whether they're secure or insecure, whether they're loved or not, whether they love themselves, whether they feel they have value. You can really tell these things just through observation. You don't have to say nothing. But Spirit is saying, if you're seeing this message and you're desiring to change your world, it is not hard or difficult for you. You are in full control. And so, regardless of whatever was done to you in your past, whether it was in your childhood, whether it was through when you were a teenager, or maybe you experienced some things as an adult, taking pity on yourself will not help you win. Taking pity on yourself will not help you win. You are not getting a gold star for that. We are in a world you have to give yourself. And I'm not being cold. This is the message. Because there are some people who feel if I take pity on myself and feel sorry for me, something's going to drop down in my lap. No, it takes work, it takes effort, and changing your mindset. The mind is all. Just like they say with dieting, what do they say? Oh, you have to change your mind first. And they're right about that. You can do all the exercising you want to do, but you have to change your mind when it comes to eating. You have to change your mind about how you feel about health. You have to change your mind about a whole lot of things. So the mind is all in. It's time for you to take accountability if you desire change. You don't have to. You have free will. You can stay the way you are and keep getting what you've always got and keep watching other people, live their life and be angry at other people for living their life. Because that's what the frustration is coming in at. There are people who desire things in life, but they don't want to do the work to get there. And there are people, because they don't want to do the work, who will attach themselves to someone else who look like they have the life that they desire. And that is not what the divine wants for you. That is not what your ancestors want for you. They want you to give yourself the best opportunity while you are here, on planet Earth. They want you to bet on you. Shoot your best shot on yourself. Now I'm hearing give it all you got. Give it all you got. That's an old song. Give it all you got. Okay, give it all you got. Really. So, yeah, and it's not about the messenger, it's about the message. That's why these readings are being done this way, okay? No one is hiding their face. I respect my craft, and it's about the message. That's for someone who really needs to hear it and maybe carry it with them in their pocket or write it in their handy dandy notebook. It's about the message here, okay? So I know, regardless of what you've told yourself, it's about the message. Nothing more or less is happening on this channel. May you find inspiration to create a spark in you and pivot in your own direction that is best for you in your own timing. Ashe. So we have the Two of Wands here, and the Two of Wands is about taking action and making a choice. And what I love about this Two of Wands, she has this can, and you see what's in the other hand. She's burning things, right? And so we know fire can be very cleansing, just like water can be cleansing, sound, etc., etc. But with the burning of these things in this can here, it's allowing her to cleanse. It's allowing her to rid herself of some old energy, some old residue, as I like to call it. The old residue, don't let it stay attached to you. Okay, she's burning those things so that she can move forward. This could represent a belief system, a mindset, how she feel about herself, how she feel about other people, a lack mentality, hanging on to how she was raised, assuming that she can't have the life she desire because how she was raised, that could be that also. If you were from a particular tax bracket as in your youth, maybe you desire to have more, and maybe that's hanging over your head, that lack energy, that lack mindset. that impoverished mindset. And it is possible to achieve and have all that you desire. There's only one thing that is required: being willing to do the work to get there. Now, sometimes I've heard a lot of very world renowned, famous artists, musicians, and singers have said it has taken them more than 20 to 15 years to get to the financial status they want to see. So if people are saying, and it's just a few people that have said that, if someone is saying it's taking them 15 to 20 years to get to the financial status that they want to see, and we're on the other side as their fans because we love their music. We're watching them perform, we're watching them travel, we're downloading their music, but they sit and do an interview like, y'all didn't know. All that time, look, I just got here. I just bought me a mansion last year. And you raise up and look at the interview like, what? So-and-so been singing for over 20 years. Exactly. So I'm saying all that to let you know there's nothing in the way of your goals. Whatever you feel you cannot obtain, it is a lie. The only thing that is in the way is you. There is nobody stopping you. There is nobody blocking you. No one can take away from you what is meant for you. No one can take away from you, collective, what is meant for you. So there are haters. We know the hater raid exists. We know about Petty LaBelle, Petty Pendergrass. We know people drink petty juice. We know all this stuff. Okay. We know about the haterism. But everyone is not always hating on you 365 days of a year. There is not someone always hoping and wishing for your downfall. You have to be mindful and not allow the negative thoughts and small voices of doubts and let that ego get in the way. Those 101 inferior thoughts telling you what you can't do and what you can't become. No one is feeling sorry for you. You have to save yourself, and it's going to take the work. And with the momentum of you choosing to save yourself, that means you're going to work on yourself one day at a time, not in a rush, not with haste, but at a pace. And you're going to be patient with yourself. And as you work on one thing, this is how it goes. Give you a good example. Let me think of some analogies here. I'm goofy too, so let me think of some good ones. Okay, I'm going to use some spiritual stuff. You may not even like tarot readings. You may not even like meditation. As a matter of fact, you don't even like crystals, right? One day you cleaning your house and you say, I ain't got no more air freshener. I'm all out of air freshener. And a friend says to you, I got some incense and they smell good. They lavender. You want one? And you say, I don't really do incense, but you know what? Give me one. I'll try one. Now, this is not your interest. Now, this is an example. You're not interested in none of the things I just named. So you burn the incense. You crack a window because that's what you do whenever you burn anything. You make sure a window crack. I kind of like that. You start liking lavender, and before you know it, you in the store shopping. Hey, y'all got any lavender incense? Yeah, checking out too. All of a sudden, you gain an interest just for incense. There's nothing wrong with incense, okay? It's in the Bible. Everything I'm naming is in the Bible anyway. Yeah, you got to decode to read the Bible. So you start to pick up a habit to like lavender incense. You start purchasing them. You start burning them. This is just an example. Then the next thing you know, you out and about, you see somebody with a crystal. Oh, that is so pretty. What is that? Oh, well, this is a clear quartz, ma'am. A clear quartz? Oh, that is nice. Where'd you get that from? And all of a sudden you pick up a liking for crystals, not because you're copying. It's because you're working on one area and it leads you to another and another. Then all of a sudden, you never meditated in your life. You come across a book or something on TV that talks about meditation and how it can help the anatomy. No, I'm not a licensed physician. This is not medical advice. But you come across something on television or social media that tells you how healthy and therapeutic it is for the whole body, mind, and spirit. And then you give it a try. And you don't, when I say give it a try, you don't do no 30-minute meditation. You don't do no 10-minute meditation. You find out that you can actually meditate for as long as you want. You can start off 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and you end up loving it. Then before you know it, you see something about divination. Now, you heard people done told you that it's evil and it's demonic. This is what you heard, right? But you choose to not go by what you hear. You start doing some research. Like, I want to know, what is divination? What is tarot? What does it mean? What does it come from? And you start to do the research and you learn about the many forms of where it comes from, what it's used for, and you start to change your mind and your judgment, because you have spent all that time and energy demonizing and condemning something that you had no proof of. You were just going off of what somebody told you. You were just going off what somebody was Bible thumping at you, but they wasn't decoding the Bible. You can read the Bible literally, or you can decode it, break it down, and get the true meaning. I'm saying this to say, I'm using that as an example. When you choose to change anything about yourself, the momentum, all you have to do is take one step. And it doesn't have to be spirituality. It could be anything: starting a business, buying a home, anything you desire, buying a new car, anything. Somebody builds cars. I always pick that up. Hey, somebody builds cars, like actually build cars, the engine, the everything. Okay, hey, you. But anyway, that always comes up in the read. But you take one step, God will take another step. You take 2 steps, God may take 3, 4, 5. But it's in a positive way. What I'm saying is doors will start to open for you. The right people will start to cross your path, or you'll be led to cross their path. You'll be guided to go in different directions and shop in different neighborhoods and go in different stores, so you can run into the right people who got the right information. You never know where your goal lies. When it comes to making any kind of change or progress in your life, you take one step is all that's needed, and keep the momentum going. Don't look back. It's not that hard. It's not that deep. There are a lot of people carrying a lot of resentment and anger and hostility. And Spirit is saying it's time out. It's time to let go. You have a choice. You can stay in that chaotic energy, or you can come and recalibrate and balance it all out. You can come and recalibrate and balance it all out and walk a fine line in between the two. Because when you're working on self-awareness, you're going to come into the understanding of what the light is and the dark, what chaos energy is, what light energy is. And you're going to walk in between the two. All things are of duality. But you take one step, and other doors and opportunity and favor will arrive in your life. It's all energy. What you feel, what you think, what actions are you taking? What's on your mind? What's on your mind? What's playing out in the back of your mind? What are you doing when you're roaming mentally? Where are you? We're not talking about being perfect. We're not talking about pretending. No, 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 no. No, because life is real. We are spiritual beings, but we're also human beings. But there's a lot of people. Ooh, get the attitude in check. That's what they said. Get the attitude in check. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Get the attitude in check. So I like this, though. I like this 2 of Wands here. I like it. Personal power, moving forward, embracing change. She's embracing change. She's moving forward, and she's working on her personal power. So she's burning those things. Those could be old photos of ex-lovers, okay? Okay, maybe she written down some things she want to get rid of, like a burning bowl ritual. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, but you take one step, and Spirit will take another in a positive way. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. and so much opportunity and favor arrives in your life, and you be surprised yourself. You be like, oh, all my life I've been waiting for this. It's finally here. It's finally here. And ancestors like, we've been trying to tell you. We've been trying to tap you on the shoulder forever. We've been trying to tell you. It's more than this. This is a little bit. You know what? You're doing so good. Keep the party going. Let's give you a little more. You know? And it works like that. Life works like that. Life is truly what you make it. No matter who you are, what you're dealing with, life is what you make it. If you see everything is the end all be all, everything is bad and terrible, and everybody don't like you, and guess what? You're going to attract all that energy. More of those experiences are going to come towards your path because you're calling it in. You're invoking. See, we all are crafty when we want to be. That's sarcasm for like the word witchcraft. We all are crafty. We all are. We're manifesting daily, every minute, every second, every moment, every hour. That's why I always say, be mindful of your words and your thoughts. If you have children, remind them of that. Be mindful of your words and your thoughts. Get you some affirmations going. Everybody needs some upliftment. The cat, the dog, the bird. Somebody has a pet bird. How cute. Are you thinking about getting a pet bird? Yeah. Yeah. So it's time to execute, exercise your strength. Your strength. You're very strong. You're very strong. You're very highly intelligent. And if this is not your energy, like I said, this will be someone you know. A niece, a nephew, a friend of a friend, a relative of a friend. You know? Maybe your friend talks to you like, you know what? I just can't talk to so-and-so because she gonna go off. You know how you have that, they gonna go off. I can't say. You have people, I just mentioned that. Be mindful. You have people scared to approach you and talk to you. That ain't good. Especially your children. You want your children to come and talk to you. Or something important going on. You want whoever, a friend, a coworker, you want them to be able and want to come and talk to you. And not be afraid you're going to scream at them or you're going to create some kind of altercation. That don't mean you tough and you bad. That just means you just mad, mad, mad. That just means you mad. You're unhappy and you're showing it. You're really showing your business. You're showing your business. You know, you have to maintain that temperament. There's a lot of pettiness going on and energy is being wasted. Spirit is saying you're wasting your own energy while you're here. You're giving life, spirit. You're giving spirit in your body each and every day. The first thing you should be saying is thank you. And how can I make the best of this day? I don't care what it is. You know what? I'm going to just be grateful. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'm going to just be grateful. And who cares about the results that you hear? Them results can change. Give God some credit. Gee, them results can change. Gosh, there is a such thing as miracles. Miracles are real. And so it's become popular. The theory, the idea of crashing out, making a scene, being destructive, it's become the thing to do, and it's not the thing to do. But we're undergoing a massive split anyway. It's been happening for the longest. But a good example is something that I just heard, and I'm gonna share. Is that's why two people can be in the same place and have two total different experiences. I just heard that and I'm just sharing it with you. That's a good example. Let that marinate. Two people can be in the same place and have two different experiences. They can work the same job, go in the same neighborhood, and have two totally different experiences about life, how they feel about themselves, what they do with their life, what kind of people they interact with, how they move. That's why. So those who know the mind is all and choose to work on themselves, and choose to step into their power with the emperor energy here. With the emperor energy here. You or someone around you could have Aries placement in their chart. Okay, this is opposite, opposing of the, I shouldn't say opposing, but of Libra, because, Empress is Libra energy, but that emperor is Aries energy. Okay, that fire energy, courageous, passionate, direct. Aries like to have a great time. Very aggressive too. Very aggressive. When it comes to having a good time, when it comes to they like to turn up, turn up. I'm talking about with friends and stuff. I ain't talking about nothing violent. But yeah, so spirit wants you to stop breaking your own heart. The messages here is that someone has been spending their entire life breaking their own heart. They have been possibly accusing other people. Yes, other people have been part of some things that has happened to you, but everyone outside of you is not the only blame. Spirit is saying take accountability. You have to learn to control your temperament. You have to learn to be still and respond in a different way. And most of the time, it's better not to respond at all. Everything does not deserve your attention or an reaction. It just doesn't. As much as we want to give it our attention, we want to give it a reaction, it doesn't deserve it. It don't. It don't. I know. I already know. I already know. Okay. We know what it's like to want to smack a bit. But look, just because you can don't mean you should. Okay. Just because you can, collective, don't mean you should. Now they're saying avoidance, avoidance. So there's something for you to avoid by acknowledging that you need to control your temperament. There's something that you can avoid. So most likely you not catching a case for smacking a bit. See, Spirit knows. Look what they're telling me. He's like, let them know. We know you want to smack a bit. Everybody done been there. You're not alone. But as you move forward, how long? And for somebody, how long and how many times are you gonna get into situations where somebody got to come bail you out? Folks ain't gonna keep putting up their property and ponding stuff to come get you. Yeah, ponding stuff. That's very specific. Ain't nobody gonna be ponding stuff and gathering up their savings to come get you because you keep smacking people. You got to get your temperament together. It's not worth it. And then when that job come up and they run your background, they don't want to hire you because you're violent. Or you have a reputation and people know about it and they don't want to be bothered because you're temperamental. You're not easy to talk to. Communication. You don't know how to communicate effectively. So I like the Seven of Coins is speaking of persistence. Okay, it says persistence, manifesting ideas. Okay, hard work paying off. So when you put in the work towards yourself, when you put in the work, collective, when you put in the work, paying off. That's what it says. Planting seeds that will help you in the long run. In the long run, that you can utilize. There is a way to stand your ground and not be a pushover, no punk, okay, without becoming so volatile, irate, crashing out, being loud. There's a way to communicate effectively and still receive your respect. Because someone may be concerned with that. Well, like, how do I do this without? Look, that ain't needed. There are people, collective, you got to be careful. There are people waiting for you to do something foolish. And it's not that anybody trying to set you up or somebody got something against you. You have something against yourself. You don't want the peace of mind for yourself if you're going to stay in this energy of being confrontational and flighty. If you're going to stay in this energy of looking at people and rolling your eyes and always wanting to fight or let's see, can we sabotage, or I don't like her and I don't like him, and you're projecting, plan, plotting, strategizing against others, male or female. I don't care who you are. You're showing you don't care about yourself. You're also showing that there are people waiting for you to mess up, and that's sad. And I don't like the word sad, but there are people waiting for you to do this. Like every time you catch a case, they love it. I'm just saying like that. They love it. It's like you're falling like putty. You're falling like putty. Nobody's doing it to you. You're doing it to yourself. You're falling like putty in their hands. Everybody's so concerned with the cool kids. I ain't talked about the cool kids in a while. Everybody's so concerned with the cool kids so much. Where are the cool kids now? Maybe one or two of them might. But you should never be so concerned with what the cool kids are doing. Be concerned with yourself, making sure that you're okay, that you're safe, that you're happy, that you're abundant, that you're prosperous, that you and your family is healthy, that you are thriving. Be concerned with you and yours personally. Never mind reacting or doing things because of what it looks like to people outside of you. Never mind that. Because the truth is, a lot of people respond and take action based on what's cool or what something's going to look like. And when I say respond to take action, this could be a person may choose what they're going to wear based on what's trendy. Let's talk about it. They're going to wear their hair or based on what's trendy. When I hit the shoe store, I'm buying what's trendy. I'm not going to buy those shoes. Those shoes was last year. Those ain't hot, and people going to look at me some kind of way. So me, I'm going to buy what I want to buy. I don't care what it is. I really don't. I really don't. I do not want to imitate or duplicate anybody. I don't want to look nothing like you. I want to look like me. I want to look like me. So stop breaking your own heart. You're spending your life frowning, being sad, being mad. You're showing up to the cookouts and everybody like this demeanor on her face. Everybody like, here they come. And auntie and them, guess what they saying up under their breath? Oh, I hope they don't start nothing today. Yes, they is. I hope they don't start nothing today. You got auntie and them clutching their pearls. I hope they be on their best behavior. Or you got that one relative that look at you like, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. Nobody should have to tiptoe around you. That don't mean that you're tough. That means that you're being tolerated. That means people are tolerating you. And if someone is tolerating you, that could be dangerous. And that's unhealthy. That's unhealthy. That means your presence isn't wanted because of your attitude and your temperament. It's not wanted. It's not that people fear you. They really don't want to be around you. This reading is something, boy. Ooh, give me a minute. This is a heavy reading. Because that really happens. Folks don't want to be around you. And they're not going to tell you. And they're not going to tell you. I'm telling you in this read. But I'm not telling you for you to go and slap a bit. Don't you slap a bit. Let that influence you to work on your temperament. That don't mean they don't love you. They don't want to be around you in that temperamental energy, always wanting to turn up, always wanting to be confrontational, full of conflict, being violent, yelling, screaming, ramshacking, or tearing up the crib or the hall or whatever, just ruining the party. It's and what I just said applies to just about every family. There is at least one family member or somebody a friend, and when they pull up in the driveway or come, you be like, oh, I hope they don't do so and so today. And it's not that they don't want you there; they just don't want that trouble there. They don't want that mess. They don't want that BS over there. Come get your plate and chill. Chill. Be easy. Don't ask nobody about where your $5 at from last week. Wait till the next day to ask about your $5 they owe you. Or your $20, whatever they owe you. Ask about that money another day. Don't ask in the middle of the shindig, the family gathering, because it's going to turn into something because y'all know y'all done had a couple of shots. Or somebody been outside chiefing. and you know it's on and popping, and temperaments be turned up. When people have those alternating substances, they're likely to turn up. That's why they call alcohol spirits. That's what they are. That's why people do things when they're under the influence, because their spirit is being disheveled, alternated. There's a substance taking over, shifting the energy. Whew. That's the truth, though. Folks ain't gonna say it to you, but they be sitting there like, "Oh, here they come, here they come." I can't help it. And people watching know it. Everybody got that one person. They be like, "Here they come." Four of Wands. This is celebration. This is a family celebration. The barbecue. This could be indoors, outdoors, at a hall, somebody's house, at a bar, anywhere, in a restaurant. Maybe the family linking up and going out to dinner. Don't attack the waitress. Don't attack her. Don't attack the waitress. Let her get her tip. She came and asked you, did you need more butter and bread 3 times? She asked to refill your drinks, and she's smiling as she walked past. Do not. Somebody like to go in restaurants and turn up on a waitress. Do not turn up and be nasty to nobody that's preparing your food. Do not turn up and be nasty to anybody that's preparing your food. It's not wise. It's not wise, collective. Mm-mm. Seven of Swords. Okay. Feeling like something is going on behind your back, some kind of deceptive behavior. Possibly. Now back there, somebody in the bed, she got a robe on, and there he go. Yo, possibly. It says dishonesty, cheating, and being selfish. Okay. Okay. So are you someone with a selfish nature, or are you dating someone with a selfish nature? Is the relationship that you're in, as I was speaking of earlier, is it of an unhealthy connection? Are they deceitful? Is there somebody back there? Let's see, can y'all see that? You see that it's a man back there in the bed. She got a robe on. Check the picture out. He got the shirt on. Then look at his back. He got swords in his back, don't he? So he feels what? Betrayed. See that? So are you part of a connection that has deceitful behavior or experiences? Is this relationship something you've been connected to maybe for a long time? Maybe you've been in a relationship where you was attached to this person for so long that the treatment, the impact of how you were treated, that residue is still on you. A relationship can work on a person's self-esteem, male or female. Men go through things too. It can impact a person's self-esteem or self-worth or how they feel about themselves. Are you still in this relationship, or is this just a residue from the past, connections you have had? And you're carrying that energy with you rather than saying, you know what, that's the past, it's gone. I'm going to stay present and keep working on me and planting some seeds of newness and favor and opportunity. What was done to me was done, but that is gone. It's time to move on. Past, and I'm going to share because I always do share any experience, or maybe you catch someone cheating, you catch someone in the bed. This could be anything. Maybe someone's, I don't know, took some money, or whatever kind of deceitful behavior, betrayal. When you go through relationships like this is only to teach you and show you about the strength of who you are and who you are willing to become, what you want to tolerate, what you won't tolerate. Where do you want to be in the future? Are you going to stay? Are you going to go? This is just to reform you and prepare you, reform and prepare you to meet the right one, not the wrong one. So if you are watching and you say, I've had some, look, those experiences, baby, don't hang on to that. That's just preparation so you can meet the right one. That does not mean to close off your heart chakra. That doesn't mean that it's over and the thrill is gone. The thrill is not gone, and we love BB King. Okay? The thrill is not gone. That was just to teach you a lesson, but that wasn't to hurt you. Many of us experience life because we don't know. Nobody knows it all, okay? We don't know that the things that we're going through is for us to learn, no matter how impactful it is. Even anything that you consider to be tragic, sad, devastating, any of those things is for us to grow and find a way to not repeat any mistakes that we made, because not all the time we may have made moving forward. That's what this life is about. And the more that you acknowledge it and you don't resist it, you will begin to change your world more and more. You will begin to experience a new life because you won't remain stagnant, because you realize that you're here to learn and you're here to grow. And if you have a bad experience, yes, it hurts. And yes, it takes time, but you move on from it. You don't close yourself off from life. You don't stop living. You just say, that relationship taught me something. Maybe I won't make bacon and eggs every morning. Okay. That relationship taught me something. Maybe he should get up and make bacon and eggs every morning. Okay. Maybe I won't give so much. Okay. Let things happen organically, naturally in your life. Okay. Because there are, as much as there are some negative experiences that comes up in these spiritual nudges that I deliver, there are some great people in this world. Just as many negative things you hear on your television, on the news about what's happening in the world, there are some positive things happening. But unfortunately, those negative things get more shine than the positive things. So don't be fooled or have your mindset to where, everybody is like this. Oh, everybody's a cheater. No, 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 no. There are some faithful people in the world. And I know you may not agree with me, but there are some men and women who, when they are in a relationship, they know how to be faithful. They know how to be dedicated. There are some nice people in the world. There really is. So don't think that it's all doom and gloom. Life is what you make it, baby. All day long. All day long. Okay? So the Ace of Wands is saying for you to keep your passion, for you to work on yourself, this temperament, making sure you don't slap a bit. Don't slap a bit. Just because you can don't mean you should. And Spirit wants you to work on yourself and to keep your passion about life. Stay passionate about the life you desire and things you want to manifest. They want you to find inspiration, some kind of inspiration to assist you, with the Seven of Pentacles, that's going to assist you on wanting to grow and plant seeds that will help you in the long run, that will give you opportunities and favor and blessings, because those stories that you hear of people having miracles and blessings and favors and people giving them houses and cars and hitting the lottery and losing weight and falling in love and, having the prettiest toes and the longest hair. Real talk is real. Those things are real. Happy people are a real thing. Happy people are a real thing. Let me get my handy dandy notebook. Happy people, I got to write this down here, are a real thing, y'all. Happy people are a real thing. For real. People think it's not real. It's real. It's real. Yeah, so it looks like, finding something that's going to inspire you. Maybe it can be your children that inspire you. Maybe it can be goals or aspirations that you have set for yourself. There's something that you want or you always wanted or desired in your life. This could be anything. Get you a vision board. Create you a vision board. Okay? Get into you some scripture reading. Get you some affirmations going. Find something to encourage you, but keep the momentum going. And when you keep the momentum going, that's when you will change your world. That's when opportunities will arrive out of nowhere and you will be crying tears of joy. That is a real thing too. Tears of joy. People receiving miracles, as I was just speaking of. It is real. There's a whole nother world outside of the day-to-day world that you live. There are good people in the world. Okay? There are good people and bad people, but there are good people in the world. Sure is. Sure is. But you have to work on your frequency, shifting this energy, this mindset, this attitude that you have about life, about people, You know, Cat Williams say it's just bacon. Waking up angry, hostile, always mad. And if this is not your energy, be careful, collective. If you're hanging around somebody who's in this, be careful because you can get caught in the cross energy, like the crossfire. You can get caught in their residue just by being around the wrong person. Get you upped up. Real talk. Being around the wrong person energetically. Whoo! Don't let nobody stop you from shining and celebrating. You know, you got a friend or a relative who's in this funky energy. They always got a lemon on their tongue. Confirmation. And you don't. Don't let nobody else get you caught up in that. That's not yours. That's not your cross to bear. That's not your burden. That's somebody else's energy. That's somebody. Let them deal with their own energy. Spirit said, get out the way. Let them learn and grow. Get out the way. Get out the way. Let them learn and grow. Sometimes removal is needed just to grow. Sometimes removal is needed just to grow. And folks may not like it, but so what? Sometimes removal is needed. You have to remove yourself so you can grow. So be careful, because now that's coming up. You could be around somebody in this energy and your life is stagnant because they're not working on them. And it's not you, it's them. It's just the fact that you're hanging around this person. This person is in your life, in your household, in your call log, you going to their house, they come to yours, you chit-chatting with them. They're in your life. They're in your life with this baggage, with this energy, with this hostility, with this anger, with this resentment. This could be you. You've got rid of that a long time ago. Everybody go through things. It's part of life. It's how we learn and grow. Why do you think successful people become successful? Because they didn't climb some heights. They didn't see this ladder here. They didn't climb some heights. They didn't been through some things. Okay. And they passed the test. So you could have been there, done that, and done all the healing work. But the person you are around is keeping you stagnant. It's blocking blessings and favor from coming to you. Because you could feel like you are indebted because you're there, because you're your family. And that is not true. If you feel that, you better stop. Don't believe the lies. You are not indebted, family or not. Anyone who's not conducive to your well-being or safety, you must remove yourself expeditiously. Expeditiously. Faith, renewal, and healing. Faith, renewal, and healing. Yeah, you could be going through that renewal because you've had faith. You've done your due. Now I'm picking up on the energy of someone who's been there, done that with this energy, and you're over it. You're out of the unhealthy relationship. You're not dealing with toxic people. Family, friends, woman, husband, man, whomever. You're not dealing with none of this. You're not dealing with anyone with a deceitful nature. They got plenty. Let them have their plenty. Let them have it. That holds no value. Ooh, big deal. That's nothing. That is nothing. We happy people are a real thing. Happy people are a real thing. I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt. You can share the idea. I ain't gonna say you're gonna steal it. You can share that idea. Happy people are a real thing. Folks think it ain't. You don't have to be sad or mad because they mad. Oh, that's my cousin. That's my brother. Take their miserable asses somewhere else. Take your unhappy self somewhere else. No, not today. Yeah. Standing your ground. Protecting your energy. Not today. You like, nah, go somewhere else with that. Don't bring that over here. Don't show up to the dinner. Don't show up to the family gathering like that. We said bring a dish. Don't come empty-handed. You see what I'm saying? Simple stuff. Don't take the last beer out the cooler. You know better. You know it's gonna be a fight over that. Who took the last beer out the can? You didn't put in on this. Okay. Yeah, take charge of your life. Don't allow anyone. Don't allow it. And you know what? And when I say don't allow, this doesn't mean being confrontational or explaining. You don't have to announce your arrival or your departure. You don't have to tell nobody, oh, I'm not dealing with you, cuz. And remember, no, I'm not dealing with you, and no more talk. You won't hear from me or see me. Deal with it. People know what they're doing. People know when they are negative in your life. And people and don't and stop letting people bait you, because people like to rage bait. They like to try to bait you so they can get a reaction because they want a response because they're miserable and unhappy. Stop feeling like you got to explain to people why you don't want to deal with them. Folks know what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. So be careful, whoever you are, because now that the reading is changing to there's someone who could be going through this. You could be going through changing your mindset, and you're working on yourself, and you're doing good, and you're also feeling good. You're feeling good. You're feeling better than what you used to feel. How they say that? I'm not where I want to be, but I ain't who I used to be. I'm so thankful I'm not who I used to be. That kind of energy, you feeling real good. You loving it. You're loving gathering with new energy. You're meeting new people, new opportunity. You're loving it. You're loving it. You've chosen with the Emperor here to step into your leadership quiet. That's why the stars in the upright. You're going through renewal and healing. Yeah. Don't allow them miserable people, them old toxic folks around you like that. Now I'm here again. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Yeah. Don't allow nobody to create no tower moment in your life. Don't you allow it. Don't you allow it. We're not blaming anyone. Don't you allow the tower moment in your life. Life is too precious, and there's so many people that takes it for a constant joke. So many people take it for a constant joke. Life is too precious. It's too precious, man. It's too precious, man. It's too precious. Mm-hmm. Here's the Two of Wands again. Take action. So continue taking action. Continue taking action, collective. Don't give up. Don't give up. No matter what it looks like. And protect your energy. There's the Seven of Wands again. Protect your energy. Seven of Wands out here twice. Protect your energy. Strength. Again. Strength out here twice. Someone has Leo in their chart. Strength out here twice. Yeah. So be patient with yourself. The whole objective of this read is to change your mindset. Change your mind, you change your life. But be patient with yourself. Everything doesn't need a reaction from you. And being loud and confrontational is not the answer. That's the wrong answer. When you learn to be still and be centered, you learn to ground yourself. When you're working on self-awareness, when you know who you are, you're careful with who you disperse your energy to anyway. You're very careful with it. You're cautious with it. You're very cautious. Look at demeanor on her face. Like, I ain't gonna say nothing to you. I'm gonna keep my passion about life. I see you, but I ain't gonna say nothing to you. Because she knows it's not worth it. It's not what she stands for, what she's working on, where she's headed. It's just not worth it. And I mentioned earlier, I said, as you move forward in life, you'll look back. And I'm not talking about in old age. Just you'll look back. You'll get to that point. You know you have grown when you have reached a point and you come to the realization of so many things that we, in general, we have given our attention and energy to in response to is just not worth it. The conversations, who you don't like and who you can't stand, and just nonsense. Just a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of goulash. Bunch of goulash. Everyone wants the best for themselves. Everyone wants some kind of abundance, some kind of prosperity. There's nothing wrong with that. But how do you expect to maintain it if you are someone who people can't communicate with? People don't want to come and talk to you. And, a person, you just don't know. You never know who's watching you. And I don't care if you say, well, I'm not looking. I got a career. I got money. That don't matter. You never know where your goal lies. You never know who's watching you. You never know what opportunities are awaiting you. So I'm going to talk like we're kids. We must be on our best behavior at all times. You don't know what kind of opportunity. The same person who is toxic and chaotic and always want to turn up and go fight somebody and go bust a window and go do this and be destructive is the same person a person could be looking at like, I sure like the collective tomato for me. I got a brand. I sure like them to promote my brand. I like their bone structure. Real talk. She sure has the look for this. I wonder, can I? Then out of nowhere, you get to acting up somewhere. And then, oh, I see, I can't. Real talk. Happy people are a real thing. Success is a real thing. Wealth is a real thing. It's a real thing. Let me get my notebook again. It's a real thing, collective. It's a real thing. And people who tell themselves that it isn't, guess what? It isn't, because they don't see it and they just said it. They just spoke it. I was just mentioning how people manifest each and every day. We all are manifesting. Every minute, moment, second, hour, everybody in the world, we all are manifesting on a daily. So if whatever you speak against you, that's just what you are. But being wealthy is a real thing. Being healthy is a real thing. It is. It's a real thing. It is. It's so real. You can touch it and taste it. Y'all. The Five of Swords is conflict. You don't want to be someone, as I spoke on earlier, watching everyone else thrive, move forward. They're doing all these successful things, and you're looking at them frowning. Look how he's looking. Look at his face. What is that they doing over there? What is that? They're working on their health. Health is a real thing. Weight loss is a real thing. Success is a real thing. Happy relationships are a real thing. A loving family is a real thing. It's a real thing. Now, you may not be peaking 24/7, but it's a real thing to experience, to endure, and to have. And the things I am naming are the things that everyone is interested in and is after. But Spirit is saying you're going about it the wrong way when you can't control your temperament, when you have negative projection towards people outside of you, whether you know them or not, when you're someone who plot, plan, and strategize against others, you're manifesting against your own self because what you put out will always return to you. It's called self-investment. Yeah, it is. Self-investment is a real thing. Affirmations is self-investment. Prayer, meditation, self-investment, cleaning, decluttering. All that. Yeah. Yeah. Finding sobriety is investment. Congratulations. I pick up on that energy all the time. Whomever you are, somebody is doing wonderful. Keep going. You got people shocked, but I know you're not doing it for the people, whoever you are, but congratulations. Congratulations. You know what strength is. I know you know what strength is. You've been there, done that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, all these things I'm naming are what everyone is after, working towards, hoping for, talking about. It's just the topic of every headline. It's, they make movies about people becoming millionaires and successful and falling in love. All these things I'm naming is what people is after. But in order to obtain and maintain these things, you have to be strong. You have to make sure you're not full of conflict. You have to make sure you're constantly taking action. You got to make sure you are approachable. That you're able to collaborate with like-minded energy. And you have to plant the right seeds, the right ones. It takes a consistency of momentum, of you putting in the work. There's no need to be sad or sit around with a lemon in your mouth because anything you want, you can have. Are you willing to do the work to get there?